going on, Spurs family? Welcome to Spurs Talk with the Hanu. Back with another one. The regular season is just hours away. Just hours away. I know I should have did this yesterday, but I got to put it out there before tip off. So, what I'm going to be talking about is what player needs to step up their game this year. Also, going to touch on make my predictions, I should say, on where we will finish. Will we make the playoffs or not? And so that's what I'm going to do. I usually do my predictions every year. I started last year or 2 years ago, I should say. And yeah, I'm excited about the season. I like how the team look. There's a lot of players that, not a lot, but a couple players I look forward to seeing if they improve their game or not. That's something that I look for every year because this is a young team, so you're always going to try to look for improvement with this young team. But the preseason was had its ups and downs, but I was sad to see that Vassell didn't play any of the preseason. I would like to see how he would look because that's a player for us that I'm going to highlight in this video, and I would like to see how he looked with the the other guys that we know was going to start like Victor and Paul with the new additions, etc. Stephen Castle, y'all already know about him. I talked about him in March. I thought he was a terrific player for us. I thought we needed a player like that coming out. I'm glad we got him because I think he's somebody that's going to be solid for us in the future. So it started off, like I mentioned, Devin Vassell. Devin Vassell, I think he has to play big this year. He has to step up his game big time. I know we have the addition of Chris Paul and Harrison Barnes. I was about to say Matt Barnes, but Harrison Barnes. I know we got those additions, but Harrison Barnes, I don't know if when I've seen the preseason, I don't know. I get to that later. Chris Paul, lately he's been injured a lot over the last few seasons. Did he miss a lot of games? Not really, but he always carry a knock, so we can't rely on him really being the second option. I really look at Chris Paul as being like a leader, organizing our team and stuff like that. But as a scorer, as a second option, we need Devin Vassell to play like a second option or even like a first option. Because when not Vassell, when Victor goes to the bench, we need somebody to step up to be that number one option. It's no different from when we had the big three with Tony, Mondo, and Duncan, right? You have whenever Duncan goes out, Parker, Ginobili take up that responsibility as being an offensive threat. You've seen it if Popovich resting the two guys or one guy. It's always, them picking up the responsibility on the offensive end and defensively. And I think Vassell need to step up offensively. I know he averaged 20 points or around 20 points a game last year, but those points wasn't points that's impactful. We need impactful points from Vassell. And I think he can do it. I really think he can do it. I think he can be a solid player. He just got to be more aggressive on offense. He got to be going for his on offense more often. Not saying forcing the issue, but, challenge the defense a little bit more. I like Sohan off the ball. I love Sohan off the ball. I'm glad we ain't trying him at point guard. That was, I don't know. I think that was a recipe so they can have a reason to lose games. To get Victor, I don't know. I think that was a whole scheme or something like that. No, we already had Victor. I don't know. Maybe to get a higher pick. I have no idea what that was. I think something was going on with that. You don't put Sohan at the point guard. So I don't know. I think it was tanking. I don't know. That didn't sit right with me. I still don't understand why they did that. Definitely when you have Trey Jones, who's shown that we was winning games. We was winning more games once he started starting them. So I don't get why we did that. I think there's something sinister behind that. So yeah, I look forward to Victor and stepping up. I mean, not Victor. Vassell stepping up his game. I look forward to Sohan having an incredible year defensively, offensively, being tenacious He's going to be more freer. He don't have to worry about that point guard position. He can just be him, and being him, he's always going to be solid. Also, Victor, I like this. I know we ain't gonna see much of it, but I would love to see him more in the mid range and not really out there on the 3 point line as much. I would want him beyond that 3 point line, but not as much. I like to see him doing some mid post. You know how Dirk Nowitzki used to do at the key? They used to kill us all the time. I think he can do that. I think not even just at the key. You can put him anywhere mid range and isolate him. But it's more better if you isolate him at that key because he's tall. You can't double at there. If you double at the key, it's going to leave shooters wide open. And I think we will dominate a lot more offensively if we put him there sometimes. And then sometimes on the block. But I think you need to get a little bit more polished on the low block. But that mid-range, put him at the key like they did Dirk and like Dallas did Dirk. Ironically, we playing them tonight. But get him there. I think he'll be dangerous. I think he'd be really, really dangerous. I think he spent a lot of time out there on that 3 point line. When he got the ball in his hands, I think if we want to give him the ball, I think we set up a play where we can get him the ball at the key or any point in the mid range when we looking to get a bucket. He don't have to do it all the time, but when we looking to get a basket, I think that's the right move. I think that's the right place to put him. Who else? I'm looking forward to see improve a bit this year. Because there's a lot of players. Oh, Julian Champagnie. I think if we get that Champagnie that was in the preseason that we just saw, that lights out shooting, if we get that type of Julian, I think you have to start him. And that it goes to my point with Harrison Barnes. I wouldn't start Harrison. I wouldn't start Harrison Barnes. My starting five would be Chris Paul, Devin Vassell, Julian Champagnie, Sohan, and Victor. That's my starting five. That's if we get the Champagnie in the playoffs. I'm interested to see the starting lineup because I hope he's in there. I really hope he's in there because he's lights out. He was lights out in this preseason, and I love it. I love it for him. I think he could be a good player for us. I loved it how he was on fire when we first signed him down the stretch of that one season before we got Victor. I think he's an incredible basketball player. I think we got something there with him if he continues to perform like he did in the preseason. So yeah, that's a player I look forward to. So predictions. So my predictions for where we will end up this year, our record, and will we make the playoffs. Chris Paul makes a big difference in our team. He organizes the team, one of the greatest leaders that this game has seen. Unfortunately for him, he never won a title, but he deserves it. If anyone deserves to win a championship, is Chris Paul. The way he cares and passion about the game and how passionate he is, he gives it his all. But like I said earlier, I don't think he's going to play a full season. I think he'll get a knock. So if we can get 65, 70 games, I doubt we get 70 games, but we can get 65, maybe 65 games. We will put up a lot of wins there. Consistency, how consistent we are, how much we resting guys. You know how Spurs do it, resting guys, sitting guys for minimum injuries that, maybe I'm old school, but back in the day you played through those type of injuries. But I say we can win 38 to 40 games this year, and that's where I'm going. 38 to 40 games this year we can win. 38. No. Yeah, 38 to 40 games. I'm gonna stick with that. 38 to 40 games we'll win this year. Will we get in the play-in? It kind of depends on how the other teams are doing out west. But that's our ceiling. I think play-in is our ceiling for this year. And You know what? I'm gonna go out on a limb. I'm gonna say 40 games we in the play-in. 40 games win. We gonna win 40 games this year, and we're gonna be in the play-in. That's where I'm going with it. Um, yeah, that's where I'm going with it. Now I could be completely wrong about the play-in because yeah, I could be completely wrong, but I'm gonna go with it. I'm gonna go out on a limb. 40 games play-in. Um, so the play-in tournament. Play-in tournament. I forgot about the play-in tournament. Um, I believe we make it to the semis in the play-in tournament. We're gonna go to the semis in the play-in tournament and lose. So semis in the play-in tournament. I mean, this in-season tournament, not the play-in tournament. What am I talking about? In-season tournament. We go into the semis. We're gonna win 40 games and get into the play-in. That's my prediction. You heard it here first. Go Spurs, go! And I'm about to get ready. Order some pizza. Get ready for this game. Check back with y'all this weekend. I think. Yeah, this weekend. Um, like I said, I'm trying to do more consistent videos on the weekend. So I'll be back here on the weekend. Talk to y'all then. Peace and blessings.